Kinging It Talks. Welcome to this week's Kinging It Talks with myself, Greg Holmes, and this little speckly freak, Amy Bannister.
Don't take the mick out my glasses.
I'm not, I used to have them myself, so I'm allowed to say that.
Got laser eye, didn't he? Now he thinks he's God.
Look.
Can you see that? I can do it too.
Go on then. You're just going cockeyed.
Are they moving? Oh, that can be really bad, isn't it?
Don't strain yourself, love.
Anyway.
This is a series where we talk everything travel. So if you're a brand new traveller or if you're a veteran, you're going to want to watch these videos.
So this week is our top 10 tips for backpackers. You need to know them or you're going to die. No, I'm joking.
Don't be taking no kitchen sink.
We touched on this in the last video. Once you've got your bag, don't try and fill it right to the top. If you've got like a 20 kilo bag, you want to fill it like a third of the way. You haven't got a massive heavy bag, you've got room to buy stuff and put stuff in there. And when you go travelling, it's going to be way cheaper as well.
Don't spend £50,000 on like 50 new outfits to take with you. Don't do that. Get to Bangkok if you're going there, which you should, and then get yourself some new gear when you get there. You're a backpacker. It's got to go on your back. Craig ends up carrying it. I'm not being spiteful. I'll pack like for him. Do you know what I mean?
But do you really need to book that though?
Okay, so if this is your first trip, you've probably planned everything to the T. It is really exciting. Obviously, you want to know where you're going, what you're doing, and that makes it amazingly exciting. However, do you know what's even more exciting, Craig?
What?
Not knowing what you're doing.
Whoa.
Things come up, you meet people, you might want to go somewhere with those people, like there might be like a cool cheap boat ride somewhere that you didn't know about but you've booked in to see Nelly the elephant. Alright, let's set the scene. You're in Bangkok, right? You're on your own, you're alone, a traveller.
It's always Bangkok with you, isn't it?
Which is great. Honestly, I take my hat off to you if you're going to travel alone because I couldn't do it, I would die. You've booked to go and see a magic show tonight. You've met Celeste from the hostel and she's like, yeah, I really want to go see a magic show. So you're like, yeah, I'll go with you.
Where's Celeste from?
Poland. And then you see this flyer for this rooftop pool party, but you've already paid to go to this magic show. No, that doesn't make sense, does it?
The point of the story is, don't pre-book stuff because you might make other plans last minute. That's what Amy's trying to say.
Yeah. Some things you have to pre-book, and you should pre-book. If you don't have to, then don't. There we go. Don't have to, don't do it.
No idea where I'm going.
Now this tip is absolutely essential. When you're travelling, a lot of the times you're probably going to be using your phone for like music, or you're going to be on it in the airport and stuff, and your battery's going to drain real quick. So when you turn up at your first destination, you get in a taxi and your phone dies, you don't have the address anywhere. What are you going to do? Write the address down so you can show the taxi driver.
Okay, so when we got to Laos, we got in our tuk-tuk. They'll tell you they know where it is just so you get on, so that you can pay them or whatever. But you didn't have a clue. How long did it take to get there?
Well, this was the main problem, is that Amy booked this one. And when we got there, after 2 hours, the hotel was boarded up.
Yeah, I remember that. Good times, Craig, good times. But yeah, we use Maps.me a lot, which like, if you put the address in, it comes up when you've got Wi-Fi. And then when you're going, it will move, you know, the little dot, it will move wherever you're going. So you can work out which street you need to go up to and whatnot and whatnot. That is a top tip. We used that all the time when we were on the scooters, didn't we?
It's basically like a Maps app, but you can download the place that you're in so you can use it offline. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It uses GPS and it doesn't cost you anything.
Get that.
Also, if you think about it and you're real clever and you know how far it is to the place from your airport or wherever you're going from, you know you're not going to get ripped off. You should know the rough idea of how much it's going to cost. So you could be like, taxi driver, give you a £5, mate, I'm going here. And he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because they will take you for a ride. We paid triple what Craig's brother paid to get to the same spot.
The first time we got there, we got scammed. A good tip for when you land in Bangkok, it's always about Bangkok, and these real friendly guys come up and they're like, oh, you need a taxi, and they literally charge you 1,500 baht, but a taxi on the meter costs you about 300 baht to get to the city centre, so it's like almost 10 times the price.
Yeah.
So watch out for those guys.
How much are your prawn cracker?
If you do this, you are winning in every sense. It's going to be cheaper and it's going to be tastier. And if you're like me and you just love it so much, you just throw it all over yourself. Do you remember that time we were in the restaurant and I hit it and it...
Amy does this trick. She did it the other day. She's in a restaurant, she has her food on a tray. Don't ever give Amy a tray. This is the edge of the table. Amy's tray slowly slides toward the end and she still tries to cut it. So when she applies the pressure...
Flipped it, didn't I?
Flips it.
Enjoy the local food on your chest.
You can go out and buy noodles and stuff like that when you're in Southeast Asia, but if you eat the street food, and a lot of people are scared about it, and you know, just use your common sense. If it looks a bit grimy and there's like rats everywhere, then maybe avoid it. But if it looks, you know, reasonably clean and their utensils and that are clean, then just go for it.
If you do want to do your trip crazy cheap, then do the whole noodle thing, but make sure your hostel's got a kitchen, so you can make it in the kitchen.
Another wicked tip if you're on a super budget is in the hostels they'll have like a free food section, and the first time we realised this we were like, oh my god, there's a box of Cocoa Pops there and no one's claiming them, and we were just like grabbing it all.
I do think we took everything, didn't we?
I think we pretty much took everything.
Like salt and that, we took all that.
Salt and all that. Took all the salt and that.
And what you'll find is that the local food is so much better. It's authentic, good curry shit, like, it's nice.
As well as eating the local food, you should find like local shops. So when you're in places like, you know, Vietnam, there will be like the tourist streets where there's just like stall after stall. But then there'll be like markets where all the locals go and they buy their fruit and veg and their, you know, all their t-shirts and stuff, and it's like a quarter of the price. So shop local and eat local too.
But I'd watch what they're charging the lady in front of you if she's Thai. Because if you look like a Westerner, they gon' bump the prices up.
I'll give you a quid for that motorbike.
This is a great tip, but don't take advantage because these people have got to eat too. When we say barter, we mean like haggle, persuade or negotiate a price, because when you turn up at the stall, this fella is going to bump his price up and then you bring it all the way back down to what you're happy with.
Yeah, let's not get into a Barney over like 50p.
Have you had an argument before?
Well, when that woman told me to fuck off, it was an argument, yeah. Bitch comes at me, right? Selling me bracelets. She didn't have the one I wanted. She went nuts. Absolutely schizo.
She called you ugly, didn't she?
Oh my god, she called me ugly.
Told you to fuck off.
She had like bodyguards with her and stuff. We thought we were going to get killed after we left the beach.
So when you are bartering, you can literally barter for everything. Tuk-tuk rides, food, clothes, like excursions, boat rides, and sometimes you can even haggle in the doctors.
I know, how crazy is that?
So one of our friends, Alex, who we met in Bali, he went to the doctors and he needed a prescription. The doctor was like, it's going to cost you this much, and he was like, nah, that's too much, and he was like, okay, this much, and he dropped the price down in the doctors. Even the doctor was trying to rip him off. So just make sure that you are bartering, like do it, you know, do it with a smile on your face. That's what I'd say. Be a bit cheeky, but
yeah,
don't be real stern, because they, you know, they get it. If you imagine like a high season for like someone in that kind of country, they're bartering every single day. So if you know, give them a bit of fun, give them a bit of banter.
You have done it, yeah.
So
have a laugh.
You get a good price.
What? Did you see that then? No, I wasn't watching.
As vloggers, this tip can seem a bit hypocritical of us. But we kind of do it to show other people as well, don't we?
We do, yeah.
When you get there, just make sure you're not living your life through your camera screen or your phone screen. Take it all in, like, be fully submerged in everything around you. Everything's gonna be new, there'll be new faces, new smells.
It's so easy to just, you know, take photos of everything and film everything. But, you know, if you're filming and you're not gonna do anything with it, then, you know, when you go home with that footage, no one's gonna sit there and watch like 45 minutes of you going on a camel tour with your mates. Some of our funniest and like coolest moments were off camera, when we were just sort of interacting with people like locals and people we met on the road. And we got some super funny stories just from that, you know, whilst we weren't filming. So just try and be a bit more mindful, live in the moment, innit?
They say that's what people go travelling for, is it? To find themselves.
The first time I went travelling was 7 years ago and Wi-Fi wasn't even a thing. But then this time we went and Wi-Fi was everywhere. So this one time we were in Thailand and we were staying in this place that was right on the beach, and it was like these little sitting areas where everyone would gather, and everybody was sat there on their phones on Facebook, and I was thinking, we're in Thailand, like people should be interacting. So that's another thing where you should be like, right, I need to live in the moment. We got some drinking games going, we were going to the full moon party, so we got our paints and stuff and got everyone involved, and it was just way better than just everyone sat around like texting their mum like, I'm safe in Thailand.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much.
So don't be that guy. Don't be that like sunburnt dickhead, the really drunk one that just like hangs off people, screams football chant. Just be respectful, you know. Take in the country. Try not to get too drunk. Dangerous out there.
One of the best tips ever is just to learn a few phrases. Like if you go to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali, just please, thank you and hello or excuse me. They go so far, especially in Thailand when you say thank you and you use your hands properly and you're like, sawadee krap, they think they love it.
I think
they
that's
absolutely
really
love it.
respectful, yeah, and they really appreciate that.
Just learn some basics, don't be bloody ignorant.
They just live a different life to us. A lot of other countries are a lot more respectful and, you know, calm. So just calm down and relax. You're on holiday.
Also, if you go into temples, make sure you cover up because they do offer clothes when you get there, some of them. You can like rent sweaty clothes that the last guy wore.
Yeah.
But just go there with your own clothes and cover up. You don't want like a wedgie from your denim shorts before you go in a temple.
Jump on the back of you, love. I'm not gonna crash, I promise.
The best way to see any country is to just get out and walk it. Walk around. Or if you've got your little maps me thing, you want to go a bit further, then get a scooter. They are the best things ever. Myself, I'm not the greatest. This happened when we went to Bali. So we let Craig drive most of the way and I just hopped on the back and I had a great time. It was the best thing ever.
It's so much fun, honestly. We were crapping ourselves when we were in Thailand. We're not going to get a scooter. You see so many people with bandages and stuff and we're just like, oh. But just ride it carefully and you will have the best time ever. You can just go exploring in the back ends of the country and it's just so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah, you see different faces, like you get the smells of the country. You're just free. You're free to go wherever you want to go.
So much fun. It's like £5 for a whole week's worth of petrol and like maybe £2 a day to rent a scooter, which is crazy.
But if the police pull you over and they're like, we need money because you haven't got an international license, just be like, no. Or you just tell them, I'm only paying you equivalent of a £5. Whichever country you're in. Because we got pulled over and he was like, I want 50 quid, and we were like, hell no. We were told to barter with them too. So you just do the same thing. Don't get scared. If they're like, no license, it's bullshit. Like, you don't need a license to get those scooters.
We got pulled over in Bali and luckily a friend of ours had warned us. But it's quite intimidating the first time, even though I knew what was happening. They take you in a little room so it's like all official. It's scary, it is scary because it's the police, but you just gotta know that they're corrupt and know you can get away with it.
Just be careful. Like, if he isn't taking a £5, then come to some kind of agreement. Be a little bit stern.
So back to the original tip. Once you get to a place, what we love to do is just put our bags in the hostel or whatever it is. Just go out with no cameras or anything, just maybe a little bit of money and just walk around. It's literally my favourite thing in the whole world. You get to a new city and you just put your stuff down and walk around. It's amazing. You're like looking around, everything is new, like new faces, the buildings are different everywhere you go, like new stalls, new foods to look at. It's just so much fun. So have a little walk around and just enjoy it. I'm gonna write this in my diary.
Alright, so you might think we're contradicting ourselves a little bit here by being like, live in the moment but document your travels. Like, you need to find a balance. You are definitely going to want to go home and show your mum all the pictures that you've taken. It's an amazing experience. You want those memories, you want to keep them close to your heart. So yeah, take a good few snaps. If you don't have a GoPro, get a GoPro.
You don't have to document everything with cameras, even if you just get a little journal and just write some stuff in there. I wish I did that. Obviously when we were editing and stuff on the road, it was too hard to do both. But, so even if it's just in the form of a little notebook for you to look back on like 10 years, do that. Write a little journal.
What the bloody hell are you looking at, mate?
So our last and probably our most crucial tip is be smart, be street smart, like this kid.
I am definitely not a good example. Do not do what I do.
When we say be street smart, it's easy to say that if you haven't got common sense. because not everybody does.
What are you saying?
Amy trusts everybody. So if you
Not
go,
if they look like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, I'm gonna have a, you know, be a bit standoffish. But generally, I'm friendly. I think people are friendly. Not the case.
you will get robbed. No, I mean not robbed. You will get cons. There's going to be people who are going to be like, come on this tuk-tuk tour, you can't get into this temple because you've got tattoos. So just be really smart, like read up on the places you go in. Maybe type in like, you know, Ho Chi Minh City cons, and there will be a list of stuff just to look out for. So be street smart. If a situation doesn't look right, then just remove yourself from it.
But don't always think it might be the locals that are going to rob you. You need to take care of your shit back at the hostel. We bought locks for our bags when we went travelling. We bought like little padlocks for our suitcases. If they had lockers, we stashed them in there. Otherwise, they've usually got like under the bed storage. You've just got to be very careful with them. We had someone email us the other day saying, you know, I don't want to leave it all, I want to take some, but then I'm worried about getting robbed on the street. And it's just a chance you have to take. You've got to get the insurance and hope for the best.
Yeah, just don't be too flashy. Like if you're going about and you've got, you know, an expensive camera with a big lens, and people are going to be looking at you, but you know, not everyone's going to rob you. Just in the nights, don't go through parks, things like that. Do you know what I mean? And if you're on scooters and you've got a backpack, put it on your front because it won't get robbed that way.
Yeah.
There's a few things you can do, but yeah, mainly just, like Amy said, just get a lock for your suitcase. We used to just put our laptops in our suitcases in the hostel, lock it up. Get private rooms as well, that's another way of doing
Yeah,
it.
if you've got a bit more money, then that's a really good idea if you're really worried, if you're taking a lot of expensive equipment away. So I think that's about it for this week. Did you enjoy yourself?
I had a great time.
Fantastic. It is boiling in this bedroom.
Hopefully we've saved some lives, and those tips, they literally are our top 10 best tips, because before we went, we didn't know a quarter of this stuff. So if we'd have, you know, had someone like King in it be like, listen to me, this is what you need to do, I would be like, thank you so much.
But if you've got a better tip, or if you've got any questions about any of the tips, just give us an email and that'll be great.
So if you enjoyed the video, then give us a like rating and a comment below, or share it with a mate.
Why the devil not? You might be going travelling with a mate, and don't be all like, yeah, I know all this stuff. Like, share the knowledge with them. You don't want them to get robbed, because then they'll bum money off you and it's a bad circle.
Yeah.
What are you on about, like I did that?
No, I'm just saying, like them, you know, there's people out there, you can't trust them. So that is it for this week's King in It Talks Travel. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, then please click subscribe.
And if you're not, then thanks a bunch. We bloody love you. You're great friends to have. You're part of the family, and we appreciate you.
And we'll see you very soon.
1, 2, 3,
Bye!
King in It. Rule your own world.
Thanks so much for watching King in It. I've been Craig. And this little carrot is Amy Bannister.
Don't say that, because I've got really bad fake tan on.
If you'd like to become a patron,
Why are you being all posh for?
I'm not being posh, that's how I speak.
And we've got Snapchat. Is that going to go by there? Snapchat and Facebook and Twitter.
And Instagram.
So have a click on them and see what you like.
Please subscribe to us.
And thanks for watching. 1, 2, 3, bye! 1, sa.